Good evening and welcome to You Can't Handle the Truth Movies. My name's Chris and this is James, and tonight we're going to review The Accountant 2.
You can't handle the truth!
Christian Wolff applies his brilliant mind and illegal methods to reconstruct the unsolved puzzle of a Treasury chief's murder. Just jump straight into it. I really like this film. Out of all the films I've reviewed, this is the best one I've watched. It stuck true to the first film. His character was the same character. They added a little bit more comedy in, which at first I was a little bit apprehensive of, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was done really well. Her trying to find the right chair at the start, him and the dating agency hacking their system and changing to make him more... Yeah, it was just... Everything about it was really good. I think really well done. Even John Bernthal, who played his brother, great. And I wasn't sure that was going to work.
He was in that film the other day, wasn't he?
The Amateur. Yes, he was.
And he was just not used in it at all.
Yeah, so it was really good to see him in this. Really liked his character. Fitted really well with the story.
When I watch a movie, I like to have it as an escape. Something that just takes my mind off of whatever's going on, and it's just like a mini break.
Yeah.
This film, it kept my attention from start to finish, and I enjoyed it all thoroughly. The first thing I'd take from the movie, though, don't hide in toilets. Why is everyone hiding in toilets in the movies nowadays, and then they're just like stuck in a toilet? Have you noticed that?
I mean, he tried to get out the window first.
He did, and I swear if he just opened the latch, he could have just lifted the window up and got out. John Bernthal, I think you can introduce a secondary character in a movie like this when you've got a main like hero figure, if that's what you can call him.
Yeah.
And they can detract from the main person. But I think as like their relationship went, they complemented each other really well. He added a lot to the film. It didn't detract anything.
Yeah, he had his own neurodivergencies.
Yeah.
But I think that it gelled really well together, and I was actually really impressed with how well they acted together and their chemistry.
They will see the accountant as this guy that's got this condition. Well, I was watching it, I think I could just got on this guy so easily. He just seems like a normal person to me, and everyone else seems strange. Just when he's like in a date scene, he's like, I have no friends. And he's like, well, technically love is just an emotional connection in the head. I was like, man, this guy just sounds legit. Spitting facts.
Yes, I enjoy camping. He's like, oh yeah, I saw your airstream at my home. He's like, oh, and he's like, it's perfect. And it's like, it's exactly, his character is really well played.
Another thing it had going against it is that it's a sequel, and sequels are really hard to do as good or better, and this was at least as good. And definitely having the addition of his brother added to the storyline, and when they got each other's backs at the end. I could have added little bits of action throughout extra. The end action could have been a little bit more interesting, because it was very standard shootout and just that kind of, just a shootout really, wasn't it? There wasn't much martial arts or...
Yeah.
He ran the guy over, but there wasn't much going on. I didn't realise how much of a comedy they were going to try and make it be.
Yeah.
It wasn't a flat out comedy, but there was a lot of comedy in it. The cowboy bar...
I was worried that they'd ruin the film, but they did it really well.
It worked.
It worked.
Especially with a character like the accountant, where he's so... It shouldn't really work, his character, and they've chosen him just to be basically... He's not even introvert wouldn't be strong enough word, is it?
Yeah.
He's in numbers land. What's the deal in the bar with all these guys... These bad guys that are like twigs going up to people that are like... Ben Affleck's what, 6'4", 6'5" in real life, let alone being an accountant murdering machine. They did it with Henry Cavill in Man of Steel, and that little skinny bloke went up to him. I was like, even if he wasn't Superman, even if he wasn't an accountant...
He was just
he would still do you in anyway. Why are these bad guys so weaselly and like...
They had a few big guys, but they just got shot. So
yeah, his brother comes over to help him. It's just like, yeah, you lost, and that was good that you didn't see that fight because you knew they just lost.
I like their bonding. I like the little comments they made each other. I like how they took the mick out of each other. It felt like an actual brotherly connection. Even that end bit when they're driving along, it's like, stop the bus, and they get the cat, and he's like got the cat, and he's like, oh. Like, do you want to come home with me? It's just little bits like that they didn't need to put in. They're just little golden nuggets that I thought really tied everything together.
You know what in films, like when the main character has like a power ability or a skill set, and usually in the sequels they detract from it. They'll lose that ability and then come back at it. I just like that the film was just like, no, he just gets...
This is who he is,
They do that a lot, where like he'll lose a fight or... he'll lose a fight or like something will happen to knock them back up. But no, it's just like it just continues straight off from the next one and keeps going. Despite all the comedy, you had that like. Do you remember the sniping scene with the window?
Yes.
That felt really real as well when you sort of hit the miss and.
With that miss scene, so it's one of those things where you have a sniper and he's got the people he has to kill, which is the guy that's got the information that's going to give it away. Take them out, make it look like you've tried to take the other people out, and they've luckily got away. Do you know what I mean? They weren't his target. The next time when she was a target, it was completely different. I also liked how they explained the other assassin, and then when she fought the DEA agent kind of treasury person, just absolutely battered. There was no like, oh, is she going to be good enough? It just absolutely battered her. Like, it was no contest, and I like that because they played her character out to be that kind of character.
That's
but
when
then you're like,
on the motorbike.
Yeah.
And he's like,
she's coming up. Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
She's coming up against a good guy, so now she's not going to do so well. But they didn't do that. They didn't They just went, this is what happens. I really like that.
You know what irks me in films, especially when hacking scenes, because they had that whole hacking thing.
Yeah.
Is when, especially when they're running like facial recognition and stuff, and they tap more buttons to race. It's like it's running a scam, like Mr. Like the bloody that kind of irks me. There was a few things in the movie that definitely could have been touched upon, but at no point in this movie was I bored. I enjoyed it from start to finish. The characters complemented each other better. It added to the story. I hope there's a third one.
His assistant, they expanded on his assistant. I liked everything I saw. It was a bit of an expansion, a bit more into like what's going on there. And I was like, oh, actually, I really like that version.
So what are we saying for The Accountant?
I'm going to give it out of 10, 8.5, maybe higher, 8.6.
8.6.
8.6.
That's quite high.
I really, really enjoyed this film. And it's been a long time since I've watched a film I've really enjoyed.
For me, I don't know if I'm liking it so much because the standard of movies has been quite low recently, but I don't think so. I think this movie stood on its own grounds. It definitely added to the previous one. I'm looking forward to when I do watch it again with a friend or something and have a takeaway, and that like not many other movies I've wanted a repeat view in and look forward to. So for me, it's a solid 8 out of 10, which is my highest rating so far.
So 8.3.
The Accountant 2, 8.3 out of 10.
There.
Oh, here goes the box.
Oh,
It's got a seal of
this
approval.
is annoying.
There. I'm not moving over.
Oh.
It's got a seal of approval.
Yes,
If
definitely.
you don't agree with us.
You can't handle the truth!
Accountant 3, do you reckon they'll do it by starting off? I can put a bet on now. Not either kill or injure his brother at the beginning of it.
And they could start it from the camping trip that he's booked already.
There we go. Watch it.
Definitely watch it.